Daryl Carter.
AJ Deinhardt. Nice to
Nice to
meet
meet
you.
you.
Sorry, John?
Daryl Carter. Great. Graham, nice to meet you.
Marissa,
Nice to meet you too.
AJ, just so you, the bell's gonna ring like in the middle of your pitch, just kind of
Just
let
let
it,
it
just
go.
let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah, just let it, kind of like Elsa. Thanks, Marissa. Thanks, Marissa.
Don't make me laugh.
That was a good joke. It's okay to laugh at good jokes.
I would tell you, laughing a little bit before a pitch kind of gives you some relaxation. Because when you laugh, you release endorphins.
It's good.
Endorphins help you to relax.
And the joke was funny too, so.
That helps.
Yeah, it wasn't that fun.
I know. He's my teacher.
I know you have to.
You gotta humor, I know you gotta humor me.
the
That's
too.
Alright. Hi, I'm John Fink,
I'm AJ.
I'm Grant.
I'm Marissa.
and we are Restaurants Now. So just imagine this. You're getting ready to go out, maybe on a date, maybe out with a friend to a restaurant on Friday night. But there's only one problem. You have no idea where you want to go. So you got a few options. So first thing you're probably going to do is you're going to go on Google. You're going to Google some fancy restaurants near you. So then, once you find out what restaurant you want to go to, you're going to go on an app such as Yelp. So for now, we're picking Hugo's Frog Market. That's right here in downtown Naperville. So you're going to use this app, kind of figure out what it's all about. They got some reviews, a map, and it kind of gives you the price just a little bit, not like an exact price of what it's going to be. So it's an okay app to use for this, but not the best. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to need to make a reservation. So you're going to go to an app called Open Table. So this app is a little better than Yelp. So again, you type in Hugo's. One thing you have to remember is that you need to know where you want to go before you even start using these apps, which makes it kind of a pain. So again, Hugo's, and you go into here, you see the times they have available. This is a little better because they got a full menu, some more reviews, and they give you a little bit more information on how much it's going to cost with an actual number range, but still not perfect app. So now you're going to find out where you want to park at this place because you're going downtown Naperville, and in downtown Naperville it's a little hard to maneuver like around and find parking. So again, you pick a time for Hugo's, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You go in, you press search, and no spots. It's honestly just not a good app to use. So yeah, as you can see from that video, that's a long process that you have to go through, and you know, it's kind of a pain. So that's the problem we're kind of trying to solve. We're kind of trying to take everything that you see in these three apps and put them into one place where you can do it all at once.
So we've done over 200 plus customer interviews, and 40 of which have been face-to-face. And this is our data of only the 18 plus range. So we found out that wait time impacts 85% of our population's decision when they go out. And then also we found out that 66% prefer entertainment when they're at a bar or restaurant. So our product, we want to make an app that's going to save you time and save you money. We want to combine sort of what you've seen with the other apps and add in our own features to make an app that's just going to be convenient for you right at the tip of your fingertips. When you don't know where you want to go, it's going to help you make a decision on where you want to go, so you don't have to be that indecisive person missing the turn to that next restaurant. So why us? You can count on us because we're a hardworking group, and we're going to create connections with these bar and restaurants owners and also our customers. So this right here is a little Venn diagram we made that shows what us at Restaurants Now, what we want to include, and then what Yelp and Open Table already have. So Yelp and Open Table have open APIs out on the internet, which we can go and we can take some of their coding, and it's not like copyright or trademarks or anything. We can incorporate that right into our app, and we want to add a live feed that can be updated by the manager, specials, entertainment, and then maybe coupons down the line.
Alright, so for our total addressable market, our starting figure is 690,000, which is the number of bars and restaurants in the United States. And then for the TAM number of units, we calculated it to be 8 million. And we did that by multiplying the starting figure by 12 because we plan on doing a monthly subscription fee for the bars and restaurants. And then for the revenue, we multiplied the 8 million by $75 because we plan on it being $75 per month for the bars and restaurants. But we think we may change that just like depending on like seeing like what happens and how much like bars and restaurants are willing to pay. We haven't really gotten a specific number from like any restaurants yet. And then for the SAM, the starting figure is 28,000, which is just the number of bars and restaurants in Illinois. And then we calculated the number of units the same way that we did for the TAM, multiplied was 332,000. And then for the revenue, we got 25 million, and we calculated it the same way as the TAM again, multiplying the number of units by 75. And then for our market share, we estimated that there's about 350 restaurants in the Naperville area, including like downtown and all around downtown. And we hope to serve about 30% of those restaurants and bars, which would give us a market share revenue of $95,000. And then for our app, there's 3 main revenue streams, and the first being banner ads on the app and website, the monthly subscription from the restaurants, and the restaurants and bars paying to like be a sponsor with like our company being at like the top of like our list or top of like the list on our app.
Okay, so the fun part. So now what we're asking from you is $500, and you may think, what are we going to do with this $500? So let me explain. So the first thing we want to do with the $500 is create a demo video, and we're going to put this demo video on a basic website generator, either Wix or Weebly, haven't decided yet. And basically what that demo video will entail is either through the Android or the iPhone user perspective, whichever one you have. And then you're going to see basically what the app entails, all the features, and then if you like that, then we're hoping that you subscribe with us. So there'll be a little subscription where you put your email in, and then we'll start to give you information about the app, when we're hoping it's coming out, if a new feature is on the app, or if a new bar or restaurant you really like is coming onto the app. The next thing we want to do with that money is we want to use it for ads. What we want to do with that is we would like to get customers to start knowing about who we are and what we do. We want to save the customers time, which we've been stressing about through this presentation. And then we also want to start getting connections through restaurant and bar owners and start to build our database with that. And then in the little right-hand corner, what we really want to do and we're really excited about is the app development. So in the future, we're hoping to save some money and get more money through the ads and create our app. So then after today, we have goals that we wrote out in a little timeline. So the first thing we want to do is get our survey and personal interviews up to at least 400 people. And what my colleague AJ said earlier, we already have over 200. But we'd like to keep going. We want to keep making sure that there is a problem and people want a better solution for it. The next thing we want to do for our goals is finish that website and get the demo video up there. Basically what I said earlier, so then we can start to get subscribers, which leads me to my next point, is we want to have at least 1,000 subscribers to our website, so if they see what they like, they can subscribe to us. And then we want to secure a partnership with 10 restaurants and bar owners. And with these numbers, the 10 restaurant and bars, the 1,000 subscribers, and the 400 people, that's just the basis, the minimum, the foundation of our app. Once we get that number, we want to keep going. We don't want to stop. We're continuing to change and adjust the app to what our customers want, what they really like about the app. And then the last thing we want to do, which kind of ties back to the first part, is we want to keep validating that this is a problem. People don't like the solution that's already out there, like the Yelp, the Open Table, the Spot Hero, and they want a better solution, and that's what we're here for. And then also, what I've been saying we're really excited about is start working on connections towards building that app.
So once again, we are Restaurants Now, and our goal is to save you time and money. So thank you for your consideration. Do we have any questions?
213 left. So,
Well done. Mark, can you explain a little bit more about the website versus the app? So is the website kind of the precursor where you'll have functionality that a customer could go on and use, it just might be mobile, or how are you designing that?
So at first, instead of an app, we were leaning towards a fully functional website that's responsive. But then we had a mentor / coach come in and talk to us about how we should really go with an app because that's the most convenient way for people. It's the most convenient way for us to get them set up with the app. So we want to make a functional website that isn't responsive, and then implement our fully functional demo video displayed on the Apple or Android device into that website.
We would also like to throw our demo video on a Kickstarter possibly, so that we can start getting more money towards our future app development.
And you know, you touched on it a little bit, but sort of the revenue streams and the pricing, how do all the competitors do that? What's their business model? How do they make money? especially because you're trying to get, it's kind of a, if you build it, they will come sort of mentality with this of wanting to have it in place, that's gonna cost a lot of money. So I'm just curious what kind of revenue streams and pricing you've been able
For
to
the
look at that.
competitors,
Yeah.
I'm not specific, but I know like most of them don't make like the restaurants and bars pay to be on it. But like, they probably make most of their money through banner ads, so, yeah.
So, like, a few competitors don't pay, and then some do a tiered system, a certain membership that you get certain levels of access. So like the app and website, whatever you're doing, and then our revenue streams, we also want companies to be able to pay to be higher up on the search list. When it's like, when you refine it and you put in everything that you're looking for, they can be like an ad sort of on Google before your search results.
So you're gonna have, you know, this to me is kind of a better mousetrap, right? You're trying to create a better product. It's gonna have to be really good, because if they're not used to paying these other organizations, you're gonna have to be not incrementally above the competition, but I think quite a bit above, right?
Can you explain to me, if I come to visit your website and you're telling me the story on why you created this? By the way, nice job, very good job. And you say saving time and money when looking to dine, right? It's just restaurants. Can you tell me what that process is like, so I understand how you kind of married the three time-intensive options and how you're going to save me time?
Well, we will save you time by, these apps, you don't know beforehand where, or you have to know beforehand where you're already going. Options-wise, you can't really refine your search. You can do it by like cuisine type, but it doesn't really give that many options. We're trying to let you see all the specials that are out on that night at certain places that fall under your search requirements, and is there a wait time there? And none of the other apps do that in one app. As you saw, we had to close it out and open a whole new app. So we would like to, if we could combine that into one app where you can see specials, wait time, is there live entertainment there that night? If that's all in one app, that can impact someone's decision so much that they can see it in one click and be like, we're going to this place tonight.
And a prominent feature we think that we have that will make us stick out and be that like better top that you said is something that we really want to do. Is kind of like we're taking from Twitter. So if you're at like say Hugo's and they have a performer or like a really good special or deal, people can go to Hugo's Frog and Bar, and then so basically like the Twitter feed, they can say like there's a deal tonight, or like they can take a video of the performer and they can put it on so people can see, oh, there's a performer or a really good deal tonight. So it's always responsive for 24/7 like a live feed. So we think that's really cool.
How will you reach out to your advertisers? Because we know that's going to be your revenue stream, right? So how do you envision reaching out to those advertisers?
At this time, we really haven't thought about that too much, just because we don't have any subscribers, so no one's gonna wanna go with us until we have that. So that's the main thing we're trying to look for first, is to get people interested and get people like excited about this.
I'd probably say once we generate up this app to get it fully running, like we were talking about giving all these bars and restaurants a three-month free trial to see if like they like it or if it's improving their business. And if they do like it and it's working and coming back, I'm pretty sure a lot of that will come naturally, because our app will, hopefully it's being used by a wide variety of people that many people will see as a good platform to advertise on.
Just one last thing that I might suggest is, I understand your point about you need subscribers before you can, but it might be important to talk to the restaurants and say, is this something you'd be interested in? Kind of get their feedback, because again, you may think you know what the restaurants want and are willing to do. Did you do that?
So we've talked to the general manager at Hugo's. That's why we use them in our example. We actually have a pretty good relationship with him. He said he thinks it would be great, especially the live feed and the manager update. So if he could put out certain things that are happening in his restaurant to the general public, he said that's an easy way for them to advertise themselves.
First of all, I use OpenTable and TripAdvisor like all the time, constantly. So I understand the issue. The idea about having the open feed, I tell you, is probably your single best selling point. Because if there are things going on, I can promise you, I'm laughing, I'll probably do it. The thing that I have questions on is the $75. I think really proving out whether or not restaurants will be willing in the initial step to pay $75 for a month is going to be tough. great that you can pull open source code, because that'll be helpful. The other fundamental issue that I'm trying to deal with is there's just a lack of financial information. I mean, being a numbers guy, of course, what I do, I get out my phone because it's got a calculator, and I sit and I track it out. And I think you really need to spend some time and flesh that out. It would be fantastic that if you were able to make $95,000 in your first year. I think it's, well, you need to flesh it out. Let's leave it at that. And if there is some way where, you know, getting in front of many restaurant managers like the guy at Hugo's, that'd be fantastic, because you need somebody to be your linchpin, right? You gotta have that stake in the ground, and if it's 5, 10, or if it's just the downtown Naperville market, you know, there is a downtown Naperville association. You might wanna chat with them to see how you can find out to build in that feed, because downtown Naperville has a tremendous number of events, and a lot of people I work with, who, by the way, is far north of Chicago, they come to Naperville for events when they know there's one that's ongoing, and they'll come visit them. If you can link it, and you can prove out your financials, and really see where you need to spend your money to develop the relationships with the restaurants, I think you got a good idea.
Yeah, I would agree with everything Daryl just said, particularly on your financials. And the $75 price point, my understanding of how Open Table started was two benefits they had. Was one, filling unused tables, and second was the maitre d' or whoever the host or hostesses were the key linchpin to knowing clients, and now they lost all that when that person was constantly churning. So the restaurants ended up finding out who their consumers were. $75 price point, my initial gut feeling is going to probably be a rub. I'll be surprised, but if you can get it, go for it. I would do some benchmarking there. I think you said you weren't prepared yet, but your whole thing is predicated on how much they'll pay or a consumer will pay. So you need to get to that fairly soon, because if it's only they'll pay $10 a month, it changes your whole pro forma and model quite a bit. So I would put that as your highest priority, is determining what is the price point that they'll pay. Because no different than I'm very frustrated with something that's not on Open Table. I just won't go there. I don't know why, and I just don't want to call on the phone. They put me on hold. I can't hear them. So I just want my Open Table to go to every restaurant. And I don't use Spot Hero because I live downtown. That's why it's a beautiful thing. But the way you did your opening was outstanding. We felt the pain. We're all sitting going, you're right, you're right, you're right. But I was a little confused when Nikki brought up, really at the end, what are you doing? I wasn't, at the end of your presentation, I think you're taking the APIs from Spot Hero, the Yelp, and Open Table, and kind of taking a little bit of all of it and then giving a live feed. But I was still left wanting a little more there.
So
You were making me guess. I think, I don't know for us, you're making me guess what you're gonna do. You had your three circles together and their overlaps, and we all know what API is, but I was left wanting. I wanted more.
We actually drew out a demo video because we didn't have the funds to make one, and we don't have it in this presentation, but because it was really rough, we just drew it. But it sort of shows what we would like to. I'd love to show it to you sometime.
Sure, that's a perfect answer for it as well. What you're selling is frictionless, is always the word I was sitting here trying to think. There's a lot of friction, and you gotta go to 3 different sites, it's kind of clunky, and you're now doing it in one, easy, and I think you started it, just what is that ease of use for us? How are we doing that?
Well,
So-
I'm gonna build off, because I'm a big TripAdvisor user.
Okay.
In Open Table. If I can't make the reservation online, or I can't find the location, I go someplace else.
I'm the same way, and I don't understand why they don't get it. What's the name of our restaurant here, the Q place here, right here?
Holy cow.
It drives me crazy. One, I can't remember the name.
Right.
And two, they're not on Open Table, and I want to go there, and I know they're packed.
on a different platform called Reserve.
See?
And I don't know what that one's all about.
And I want to go there, but I'm with you,
Another
you're
username.
opening with
Yeah.
85%. I don't want to wait. I'm
Yeah.
one of those 85%ers. I would say the same thing. I want access. You got a really interesting product. I just think you need to buff it out a little more.
The one thing I did like that I saw is that you had a game plan, 400 interviews, website design, 1,000 subscribers, partner with restaurants, validate the problem statement, develop that. That's a great plan. I would continue to flesh out that plan. That is something that is really good in your favor. Build out the financials, think it through, build out on that plan, and let's see what's next.
You were the first ones to do, after the MVP, you were thinking past the MVP in great detail and really built credibility for your team that it's not over here when we give you the money for the MVP. Yeah. fairly well done.
You guys did a good job.
Nice.
30 seconds, nice job.
Well, now-